McMahon Ryan Child Advocacy Center is a child-friendly location where anyone that has any suspect of child abuse or neglect can come. It really houses an entire multidisciplinary team. There is law enforcement there is mental health, child protective services, medical, so it really is kind of a one-stop location for any family to come to really go through the entire process without having to go to 5 different locations within the community. Child advocates are there and are assigned to a family so that they really can walk them through the entire process from the first report of abuse of any shape or form all the way through to the very end. Like most nonprofits, funding is few and far between state, federal, and county. We are very fortunate to have wonderful county funding, but it takes an awful lot to run an organization, and when you're trying to serve the number of families in need, the need for funding continues nonstop. In addition to working with the families and the children that have been impacted, we're trying to really put a focus on prevention as well, and so we go into the schools and we do programs for children in kindergarten through 2nd grade, another program, children in grades 3 through 5. And it requires funding, obviously, to have the staffing to be able to do that, to provide the materials. So, like most nonprofits, you're continually seeking the funds to allow you to continue to educate as well as to serve the population in need.
I've been involved with the program for a number of years, first as a sponsor and the last 3 or 4 years as a player. And I feel very strongly about the McMahon Ryan House and the work they do with children, and I think that it's in a type of situation where we owe it to the people who can't help themselves to help them, and it's just the right thing to do.
As a parent of 2 young children, I can't imagine the trauma that arises from abuse. Thank God McMahon Ryan is there to help comfort these children. I just want to do anything I can to help ameliorate the child abuse, and by golfing in here I feel like I'm doing my part.
I started thinking about this, and I guess it's I do all that I can to protect my own 3 children from harm, but not every child out there is as fortunate. So the daily abuse of children, while an uncomfortable issue, is one that the folks at McMahon Ryan is working to end through intervention and education. That's where I golf 100 holes, and I guess it's the least I can do to give back to the people that can't defend themselves.
Well, it's demanding. My wife would say, boo-hoo, get over it. But it is demanding, especially when you're dealing with different weather conditions. It's a long day. We start, just before 7 o'clock and usually finish just before 7 o'clock. So it's 12 hours of golf nonstop. With that being said, I can't think of anything I'd rather do for 12 hours, especially for such a good cause.
McMahon Ryan is really a place that's, we stress child-friendly, but we really do mean child-friendly. If you come to the center, it is really equipped for children. It is really traumatic for a child to go through any type of abuse, neglect, maltreatment. And the best way to handle that is to really have an environment that is safe for them, friendly for them. And I can't stress the importance of really having staff and a location that makes a difference for that child. They've already been traumatized once, and the last thing we need to do is to have them go through a million different steps and be traumatized even further every step through the process. If we can make a difference in one child's life, then we've been successful. Not just for those who have been had problems with child abuse and neglect, but the education component as well. One child is one child too many for child abuse and neglect, and if we can have an impact in reducing that number, then it's worth everything that we do.